Start recording?
We're rolling.
Okay. Camera's on and rolling.
I think I
it's special. I'm gonna hold on for dear life, sleeping or lucid, onto this feeling until I lose it. Doesn't love you like I do. He does it out of spite. He's gonna feed you, make you full, then eat you alive. And I almost hate that you believe me, 'cause you know just as well you're gonna wait until he snaps and reaches for his belt. What's enough? This must be how my mother felt. Watch my baby ruin her life for a man that hates me. I'm clutching the cage 'cause she can't be saved, and I'm watching the wolf devour the lamb. What's enough? What's enough? My mother knew that man was a con. Some things you just can't hide. The ugly face of evil shows when it knows that your hands are tied. It taunts me when I sleep at night, makes faces when I'm gone. How can I let you think I'm clueless and be a confidant? And I've come to learn that you don't need me, and that's just as well. But if the hurt gets to you, I'll be listening for the bell. What's enough? This must be how my mother felt. Watch my baby ruin her life for a man that hates me. I'm clutching the cage 'cause she can't be saved, and I'm watching the wolf devour the lamb.
Hello and welcome to another KCSC session. We are here with Lys Lourdes, and I'm really excited for this. It was such a beautiful performance. It was so
thank
cool
you.
to watch you. I kind of was fangirling when you were singing Pinata because I love that song.
Thank
The
you. I love
Strings
that
on
song.
that song might be from me, honestly.
Yeah.
I love that song. So have you always been musical? When did you start like writing?
I started writing actually when I was like probably like 10 because I had like a upright piano in my parents' house and they had gotten it from like my grandma or something and it was just really old. It's still there. It's so out of tune. But I would just like write songs on there because I was
Charming.
yes.
It's charming.
Yeah, it's like it gives kind of like a chorusy effect.
Right.
But I was like, you know, a tiny girl obsessed with Taylor Swift.
Me too.
So yeah.
Me too.
And so I was like, I'm gonna be the next Taylor Swift and write my little song on this piano.
Obviously.
I like.
Do you remember what the first song you wrote was like about?
Kind of. Well, cause you know, like when you're little and you haven't like gone through anything, but you still want to like write a story
About something.
so
difficult.
I was just kind of mimicking like what I'd heard in other like breakup songs, but obviously I'd never.
Yeah, so it's just
broken
like,
up with anyone 'cause I was
all
8.
all the cliche lines and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
it went.
I had never broken up.
Why
with
did you
anyone.
leave me alone? You couldn't even wait till Christmas. Was the chorus.
Oh my God. No, I remember my first one was like devastating too.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, we're 7. Like
Hold
nothing's
on, we're 7.
nothing's happened to us yet. Okay, so your music obviously relates specifically to your life, but like how do you
Yeah.
find yourself writing about any like one emotion or one situation or one person a lot?
I feel like I just try and write about. I tend to like stew on things for a couple of months or like a year even before I start really writing about it. Yeah, because I just will like. I'll have a concept and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna save that in my pocket for later, and just kind of think about that for really. I love stewing and ruminating.
Yeah, no, yep. The obsessive
It's
rumination.
the
is-
OCD.
Yeah, yeah. You're freaking me out a little. I'm like, yep, yeah, exactly. No, it can be like really debilitating mentally, but I've always said that like for art, it's some of the best stuff. Like
Totally. It's like fertilizer. Like
exactly, because you let something sit, you let something soak, and you think about it in a million different ways.
and then you shit it out.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, so I sometimes like with those. Have you so you ruminate on things more often than not before you write about them, but have you ever had a situation that happened to you and you're like what I need to word vomit?
Actually, yeah, I have one of my songs is called The Architect, and I wrote it like a week after I broke up with my ex because I found out that he had been cheating on me for 2 years.
Boo. Boo. For 2
Boo.
years.
Yeah.
Name drop. No, I'm kidding.
I would. No. But then, yeah, so I moved back home because we were living together and it was on his parents' property, so I couldn't kick him out. So I moved back home, which was in the same city, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But,
So you couldn't escape.
yeah, and then I just kind of like word vomited everything into a note, and then sometimes when I'm like just kind of like writing not to a melody, I'll still write with kind of a meter, sort of, so it's easier to like set it to music. I just kind of naturally like have sort of a rhythm in writing like poetry and stuff, and so like The Architect is another one of those songs that's like it doesn't really have a like set chorus verse structure. It's more of just like a long verse with refrains kind of.
Right.
So that's kind of my only song that I've written all in like one go.
You do have a unique way of setting up your songs. Like I noticed that with Pinata too.
Yeah, a lot of
does
my
kinda-
songs I
yeah.
feel like sometimes I'm like because I used to write a lot like verse chorus bridge
Classic,
chorus,
Exactly.
which love it, works every time.
No, I'm never knocking that, but
Yeah.
you do things so differently in a lot of your songs. Like how do you go about formatting, or does it just kind of come to you?
It kind of depends on like if I feel like if I think of the chorus first, then it's going to be a pretty standard like structure because I want to repeat the chorus as many times as possible, but sometimes I want to focus more on the verses. And that's usually if I like start writing with a verse. Like Pinata, I just started writing from the beginning, and I was like, I'll see where this goes.
That's totally the one I had in mind. It has like a little bit less traditional like form.
Yeah, it's
to
just
it.
kind of like verse, instrumental. I also just wanted to focus on like I want to have a long guitar solo, which in this I did with my
Thank
voice.
you for that. No, see, and that's the really cool thing about that song too that I love is, and really all of your songs is you tend to present people with a completely different version of it live.
Yeah.
So I think that it can be really surprising for people to go hear your recorded versions.
Yeah, and I love that because like I have been playing live for like probably like coming up on 2 years now.
Really, only 2 years?
Yeah,
I would have guessed.
I never
more.
really got into like playing live because I was so like stage frighty.
Right. Which is valid. I think that keeps a lot of people who I wish would be performing more from.
Totally, but like you just have to like get through it, and now I just perform as much as I can because.
Yeah, you're a busy girl. You're always doing live shows for real. Like,
yeah, I'm.
Do you remember your first one in Chico?
Yes, I played at Mulberry Street Pizza, and it was like an open mic.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of like old people playing, and a lot of old people watching, and I love all of you old people.
I know. It's fun. It's so fun to perform. Well, because then it's also like, your music meets more generations than just
Totally.
yours.
Yeah, a lot of my first performances, like I think like the first like handful that I played were like for an older crowd because my dad is affiliated with like KCFR, so he knows like.
I love KCFR.
I know, me too.
I just did this is not on top, but I just did a story for them for my journalism.
Oh, really?
For journalism. I just like love the community radio.
Yeah.
So have you ever played at KZFR?
Yes, actually, I did one time with a musician friend that I'm no longer friends with at all.
Shit happens.
Bad dude. But yeah, so we got off track.
I'm sorry.
Track?
I was asking you about your first Chico performance, and then I was asking you if you ever done anything at KZFR, but you said your first Chico performance was that Mulberry Pizza open mic.
Yeah, and then I played the women's club for like an auction or something.
That's great.
Yeah, it was cool.
Do you get to do a lot of that, like playing for causes, playing for things?
Not really. I did that one like auction thing, but I would love to do more like benefit shows and stuff.
Yeah, those are always fun. So do you have a favorite show? Do you have like a favorite venue to play in Chico that you've played multiple times? You're like,
Yeah,
I just love it there.
really like. Well, first of all, like Naked Lounge, I always want to like support them because like I think it's such a great thing that they're doing, letting kids play their music for free every night of the week.
Yes, it's so
and, like,
valuable to have spaces like that.
Like take home all of the door money. Like I think that's so cool.
They let you take home all of the door money?
Yeah, they don't take a cut.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
That's
it's so cool. And I love playing at the Winchester Goose because there's like actually a stage and like
I've never even been to
lights.
the Goose. I want to go.
I've played 2 or 3 times now, and it's really cool. And they like treat you like you're the talent. It's cool.
like
they
the shit
they have like a
there,
green
yeah.
room.
Oh,
It's very small, but they were like, "Do you
green
want
room's
gin
a
or
green room.
vodka?" I was like,
Jen?
anyway, yeah.
Oh,
So
wait,
the sound
well,
there
answer
is
the
really
question.
gin.
Jen. Okay,
Gin.
good. Okay.
Yes.
Good. We're on the same page. So that's your favorite venue. Do you have so you said you played there 3 times. You have a favorite show at the Goose? You play with the Chemicals sometimes, right?
Yes.
How different is it playing like live, like solo versus getting to play with the Chemicals?
This is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I really love playing with a band, like a lot, because all of my songs I write to be like full band productions, and I do all of my like
ideate big things. Yeah.
And so I do all of my like productions myself in my room, and so I'm the whole band, except I have my friend Chris do drums.
Nice. I was
after.
wondering about that because I was like, "There's no way those are MIDI."
Oh no.
No way,
I
that's a drummer
always
track.
live drums.
Yeah,
Always
beautiful.
live.
Worth it.
And so like they're huge, and then I didn't have a band for a very long time, and so I would do like strikingly different stripped versions, and I love that too. But
That's really cool, but it is really cool to get to like get like justice for your actual production.
totally,
live.
like especially some of the songs that don't have as traditional of a structure, it's hard to kind of differentiate the different sections when there aren't other instruments. And so Yeah, I played a show with the Chemicals at Naked Lounge like almost a year ago. I think it was last February or something. It was with Rainbow City Park, Not the Same, and the Chemicals.
That's an
And
insane
yeah, it
lineup.
was such a good
Yeah,
lineup.
that's so good.
And that's how I became friends with Rainbow City Park, and the Chemicals reached out to me and they were like, hey, if you ever want to do anything together, we should totally do that. And then I opened for their album release show, and we did some like promotional videos for that. Like they wanted to do a cover with me and do one of my songs.
I was gonna say there's a really cool like black and white videos on your Instagram of you guys doing like that's beautiful clean sound from those videos of like
Yeah, that's all in Joe's. That was in Joe's apartment.
which songs did you do with them?
I did Keep It to Myself, and then we did an Etta Marcus cover of her song Theater, which we do together a lot. But yeah, they were like, we already know Keep It to Myself, just come over and we'll record it. I was like, how do you know it? And they were like, we do. And then
They're like, don't ask, just
yeah,
go.
record. And then they were like, if you ever need a band, we can be your band. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they just like learned all my songs.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and now we're starting a new band together.
Right.
So writing
Can
a lot
you tell
for
us
that.
a little bit about like what that's gonna be like, or when you guys think you're gonna be making your debut?
Yes, we're it's gonna be called Blood Sugar.
Blood Sugar.
It's
Which is sick. Like that is so sick.
yeah, it's me and Jordan Wiley, Joe Stone, and Christian Crandall. We're missing Jesse from the Chemicals because he's getting busy.
Musicians are busy.
Yes. But it's gonna be more of a like upbeat full band. I'm kind of leaning into like 90s grunge type stuff for writing for this project. I don't really know what it's gonna be yet. I don't know if it's an EP
so like a
or
little Alanis,
whatever.
maybe.
Yeah, sort of
Yeah.
like that.
Yes. I love that. I'm in full support of the 90s
I'm
grunge.
really excited about it. And then yeah, so we're gonna play our first show in February.
Yay, do you have a venue yet, or are you still
I think it's gonna
Ivy?
be at Naked Lounge.
I'll be there, dude. I'm so excited for that. That's gonna be really cool. So you've been playing with them for about a year. What, like, did you guys just like, how did you guys decide to start your own group together?
Well, we liked the songs that we did for that like promotional video for their album release show. We liked those recordings so much that I was like, "Hey, would you guys just want to like put those out?" And they were like, "Actually, we were thinking of doing a whole live EP, some of your songs, some of our songs, and then maybe 2 originals." And I was like, "That sounds great." And then we started writing, and we liked writing together so much that we were just like, "Can we just make a new band?" And so
Yes,
now
you
we're
can.
working on like 8 songs.
Dude. Oh my god. So you guys have like plans to record a full album as
Yeah.
Blood Sugar?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's
I'm really
so
excited.
exciting. That
I'm
is
really
so
excited.
exciting.
And they're just like the most professional guys in the world. Like they just know their shit. Like,
That is nice to be in the room with people.
and they're
who,
so respectful and no drama, nothing. Like,
Which is
just so nice.
really rare, honest to God. So your writing process, how does that differentiate when you're writing with other musicians? How's that different than writing alone?
It's interesting because I'm trying to like. I've been working on a record for my own stuff for quite some time, and I'm kind of in the home stretch now. And so I've just kind of been living in that world for a long time, and those songs kind of like inform each other a little bit, and like I know exactly, it's like about a very specific like period in my life. And so I pretty much know there's a clear direction of like the content of those songs.
Right.
And so it feels really cool to be like coming out of that and like also like having a new goal. And so like finding new like content to write about is really refreshing because like I've been writing about stuff that has like been in the past for like the past like 2 years. And that has been therapeutic, but like writing about more like recent, relevant, fresher stuff. I'm also trying to write a little bit less autobiographically.
Oh God, but it's so hard because because you live your life like through your eyes.
Totally.
So it's difficult to step out of that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But do you feel like a sense of release when you, or I guess I should say, do you feel a sense of relief when you release a song with content that's been like heavy on your heart or mind? Is it like letting go of something for you?
Yeah, totally. I mean, a lot of the time, like once I've recorded something, like for like Pinata and Apple Juice, those had been songs that I had for a while before recording them, and so sometimes when I'm like mixing, I kind of get like a little desensitized to it, and then when I finally put it out, I can like listen to it with like fresh ears, because I usually like plan my releases like a month or so ahead, so I like don't listen to it until it's out, and then I listen to it with fresh ears, and like, this is what people are hearing.
That's good.
And
That's
like,
smart.
yeah,
You
it
can
definitely
get really
does.
fatigued off of your mix like so quickly.
Oh my god, my ears
Yeah.
get so tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do, and it's interesting to like think about like what other people will hear from it, and like not
they'll
knowing
think
me or like what the situation is or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So you're kind of doing everything yourself. You're
A little bit.
besides this like new project with the chemicals, blood sugar, you like up until this point have been writing these songs yourself. Oh, first of all, you've been living the things that you write about,
Yeah.
and then you've been writing the songs about them.
Yeah.
And then you've been going through the process of producing and pulling all that together. And it's not just the music, so you also have to kind of be your own like social media person.
Yeah.
You have to be your own graphics team. You
I'm
have
not
to
a
be
great
your
social
own
media person.
manager. That's what I want to ask about. Is there a part of that process that you're like, I hate this part?
I can't do TikTok. I can't do TikTok. I was trying to like be on that grind for a while, but that was when I was unemployed.
Right.
And it's impossible to have a job and make TikToks.
It takes so much of your time. Like, it takes so much of your time. I've, like, having to
Yeah.
consider that as, like, a huge marketing piece as an artist is so annoying, because it can be also, like, I don't know, are you the kind of person who just, like, doesn't like social media in general?
No, I actually love social media.
You do? Okay, well, that's good, because I feel like it can add another layer of difficulty if you're like, I hate Instagram, yet this
No,
is
totally.
my job.
I mean, I think like Instagram is kind of my wheelhouse right now, just because like TikTok, I'll be like, okay, I'm finally gonna post a video, and then because I haven't posted in a while, the algorithm doesn't want to push it, so it gets like
Screws
200
you.
views.
Yeah.
But like Instagram has been more helpful in that way, because it'll push it to more people, because I actually have people that engage with my page.
You've been doing really good work
regularly.
on Instagram. I'm like thoroughly impressed by
Thank
the
you.
frequency of posting, like you being able to hone in your aesthetic.
Yeah. It helps having so many shows that I can post about. And it also really helps having Joe from the Chemicals, his wife Janelle is a fantastic photographer, and she
Oh, that's clutch.
takes photos at all of our shows,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
she's so talented, and so I always have like photos from her that I can post, and that like helps.
So it's your
grow the
community
aesthetic
also,
and-
just like being supported.
Yes,
You
totally.
would. You feel like, are there things that you've been able? I mean, I feel like this is an obvious question, but like, what things have you been able to do now that you have like musical friends before, when you were just doing everything on your own?
It's really really refreshing, because like a lot of like, or none of my close friends are musicians or writers in like any way, like or I mean, they're writing prose, but it's not like they're not musical.
They're
And
not
so
writing songs.
yeah, and I've never really had like musical friends. Well, that's a lie. In middle school, I was in a brass quintet where I played baritone saxophone, and so those were my band friends, my brass band friends.
Okay,
but
the beginnings are humble.
oh
The
yeah,
beginnings are humble. Yeah.
do you
I was
want to know
inspired,
something?
dude. Yeah, I do.
Our shtick in that band was we would wear. I was like 10. I was in like 5th or 6th grade. We
Wait,
would
what were you
wear
playing again? I'm sorry.
baritone
Baritone
sax.
sax. That's
Bigger
hot.
than me. We would wear fedoras.
Oh,
And that was our whole thing, was fedoras.
that's great. What year was that? Like 2012?
If I was 10, then it would have been, 2012.
Yeah. You know what? To be fair, that was hot then.
Yeah.
Like the fedora was like the thing. To
I also
wear.
loved it because I was the only girl. And so I was like, this is...
How do you feel like
my
your
element.
style now? Like dressing, makeup. How do you feel like that relates to your music? Has it changed since you started posting about like being a musician?
Not really. I've kind of, like, pretty much been like all black on the border of goth for a long time.
Just right in the border. Of
Just
goth,
writing
yeah.
like a little bit emo, you know.
Yeah.
And so not super, but yeah, I've just always been into like putting together outfits and stuff and figuring out what I want to wear on stage, like whether I want to be like comfortable or cute.
Yeah, that's it. Because it can be as much of a visual game in some aspects as
Totally.
it is, especially nowadays. Do you have like an absolute favorite part out of everything we've talked about? Like being a musician for you, is it just like playing live, or is it just like the recording process?
Right now, I mean, it's always like recording is like my favorite thing to do, and like just to get like really in the weeds.
Because you were saying
Of a
Apple
song.
Juice. When
Yeah,
you recorded Apple Juice had like 100.
it had like over
tracks.
100 tracks.
You don't just
Which,
make
like,
a song
sounds
like that
overboard.
if you don't love producing stuff.
No, yeah, I mean like that was I started making Apple Juice when I was kind of in my Jacob Collier stan era, so that kind of explains that. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so you like want to get really complicated.
But
with
like I just really
things.
want to get like I don't know, it's just like I feel like it's my story and I want to like tell it in the most true way, and like I don't know, I just like if I have an idea in my head, like I'm going to get there
You're gonna
one way or
honor it.
another.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I mean that's kind of overall, but like recently just like I mean playing with a band has been like really the joy of my life for the past like couple of months. Yeah, I feel really grateful that like those guys like came into my life and were like, we know all your songs.
That is really a beautiful story. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see you guys perform and stuff. Your first one. So
Yeah.
Blood Sugar will be the name of that band.
Yeah.
And you're thinking there's gonna be a debut performance, probably naked, probably November or probably
February, yeah.
Sick. Okay, so I've pretty much asked you what I want to ask you.
Okay.
I'm just like, thank you so much for coming in here and
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, dude.
This was so much fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. We all enjoyed like your beautiful performance and stuff. I'm so
Thank you.
excited for tonight and stuff.
Oh my god,
like,
me
yeah.
too.
So
And we get to hang out more at the show.
I know,
This
I'm
is gonna be
excited.
awesome.
Roll, as Sean Evans says, let's roll out the red carpet for you. You've already kind of talked about Blood Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else coming up? And if you don't, just tell us where we can find you and keep up with you for when you do.
I don't have releases planned yet, but I am thinking the next song that comes out is going to be The Architect, so I have to mix that and then it'll be out. So hopefully like early 2025 new
And-
song.
Yay.
And then
beginning of next year.
Yeah, album probably mid next year.
Okay, wonderful. Where can people find
socials? I'm Lys Lourdes on everything, I think. LYS LOURDES. Yeah, TikTok and Instagram I think are both Lys Lourdes, and Spotify, Apple Music, everything's in my
everywhere
link
where
tree.
you can stream.
Yeah.
She's already got some like incredibly beautiful singles out. Pinata, Apple Juice, Keep It to Myself was like your first
Yeah.
single.
Well,
I love that
yeah.
one.
I also put out like a Christmas EP last year, so
Right.
I mean it's
Oh,
that
so
time.
it's that time of year again. I don't know if it will be by the time we upload.
Oh yeah,
this,
well
but it
we
is
can
right
cut that.
now. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who helped with the session. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our sound guys for doing sound.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
That was great.